Good afternoon, everyone. We'll call to order our working meeting for this Thursday. Thank you for being here this Monday as we had to reschedule. For this Thursday, we have roll call by Ms. Adams, invocation by Pastor Priest of the Hope and Healing, and pledge of allegiance by Mayor Kim Flowers. And we have acceptance of agenda. You don't have the pledge of allegiance this time, Jackson. And we have presentations and awards. Presentation award of Fire and Police Departments to David Escobar. You got that? All right, excellent. You want to explain that?
Sure. Mayor McCaw, members of council, on Thursday, Chief Heiser and I will be giving out the first Sentinel of Life Medal Commendation. And what this is, it's a new honor jointly established by the Sierra Vista Fire Department and Police Department to recognize exceptional courage and selfless action saving a human life. Tonight's presentation marks the very first time that the award, Thursday night's presentation will be the first time the award's ever been given out. The medal design reflects the values and spirit of Sierra Vista. At its center, a flame and a hummingbird together represent the dual nature of every emergency, danger and hope. The flame signifies the hazards that can endanger life, while the hummingbird, a symbol of vitality and renewal, represents the citizen's courage to act selflessly when others are in need, standing as a true guardian of life. The rising sun and mountain reflect Sierra Vista's spirit and resilience, and the red and blue ribbon reflect unity and partnership between our fire and police departments. Encircling the emblem are the words Sentinel of Life, City of Sierra Vista, signifying citizens who stand watch over others, often stepping forward when it matters most. This award serves as a lasting symbol of gratitude and honor for those whose actions embody true courage and compassion. I have the commendation here for everybody to look at that we'll give to Mr. Escobar on Thursday, and if it's okay, I'll save the details for Thursday.
Excellent, sir. Any questions? Thank you, sir, for doing that. Thank you, UN Chief. Excellent. And congratulations to Mr. David Escobar. And we also have two more proclamation declaring November 10th through the 14th as Veteran Small Business Week. Mr. Boone, all right, Diane, you're going to be doing that? Okay, yes, ma'am. Economic Development Commission Award for the Veteran-Owned Business of the Year, Semper Fitness Training. Also, we have our City Manager report, ma'am.
Thank you, Mayor McCaw. Chuck is back from vacation on Wednesday, so I'll let him do his report on Thursday night. Although I did want to let Mayor and Council know, in case you had not heard, we were notified last week that due to the shutdown, we will not have any active duty military at tomorrow's parade, but the parade does go on regardless, so we will still honor our many veterans in the community anyway. So.
Excellent. Excellent. Thank you so much. And we'll move on to our consent agenda. Any questions, comments, discussion items on the consent agenda?
Actually, I do have a question.
Yes, sir.
Will Zachary Placus, will he be the third or second member on the Cody Commission? That is the third, item 2.3.
I believe he will be the third.
You'll
But
be the third?
he may be the fourth. They've had some interest lately that has been positive for that commission.
Okay.
But I believe this will ensure that they have a quorum.
Who is our staff liaison for that?
Blake Fisher.
Blake is? Okay, great, thanks.
Any more questions, comments? All right. And we'll go to our new business. Item number 3, resolution, possible action of ordinance 2025-006. Staff report, Ms. Adams.
Mayor McCaw, members of council. As you may recall, back in October, we discussed at length this proposed amendment to the business license and solicitor ordinance in the city code. To date, since your approval of the resolution approving the amendments, I have received absolutely no input, one way or another, from the citizens. I believe all of council's concerns were addressed in the initial go-round. And so this process now moves into the ordinance phase. If adopted on Thursday, then 30 days following the meeting, it will go into city code and become law.
Questions, comments? All right. Thank you, ma'am. Our next is Resolution 2025-088, staff report. Mr. Arbol.
Thank you, Mayor McCaw and members of council. So this item would approve the Arizona Mutual Aid Compact. We've had a couple different countywide mutual aid agreements over the years. The first one we know of was back in 2008. That agreement was reaffirmed in 2015, and that allowed for mutual aid provided around the county. Historically, the city has responded to other entities when they are in need. It doesn't happen very often, but we have helped out and requested help from other agencies in the past. So since 2015, that agreement has expired. Since that time, the county moved to adopt the Arizona Mutual Aid Compact in its place. This is an agreement that is valid throughout the entire state. And also County Emergency Services Director Dan Duchan is here if you have any questions that he could answer. However, this agreement is not with the county itself. So what this does for us would be to provide a more formal framework to provide that support to other entities. It includes important legal considerations like clear guidelines to request reimbursement from other agencies if that would be appropriate, and also specifies responsibility for workers' compensation coverage, which is also very appropriate. So although it's for statewide mutual aid, typically those agencies closest to any emergency would be asked to help first. In no circumstance would we be required to provide any aid that we didn't agree to provide. It's not automatic aid, it is mutual aid. And so while we could be provided or asked to provide support outside of the county, it would probably be extremely unlikely. So both Chief Jones, Chief Heiser, and Sharon Flissar have reviewed this and concur with joining the State Mutual Aid Compact. And I'd be happy to answer any questions as well as any of our other staff.
Any questions, comments?
Wait,
Yes, sir.
Mr. Mayor, what if the city didn't approve it? I mean, how would that even work if it's a statewide agreement?
Mayor McCaw, Councilmember Kilmurray, we certainly don't have to approve it. We would want to still provide aid to our neighbors in need. It gives us a better legal framework if something were to go wrong. Or if we were in the situation where we wanted to request reimbursement. We can do that now, but we don't really have a framework to do that. So it helps us on that end, and then the workers' comp, it just removes that legal hurdle for us.
So this just kind of, instead of doing it ad hoc, this actually sets an outline for how we do it.
Yes, that's correct. And we would not, somebody requesting aid would not have to go through the state to come to us. It would also expedite the request. People or other organizations could still request directly from us. We would just be covered under the compact and its legal framework.
Are there cities and municipalities, I'm not advocating, by the way, not to approve it, I'm just curious of how it works. Are there cities and municipalities who don't approve this and are not part of it that we would have to work with?
I believe there are, no, not everybody in the state is part of the compact. They haven't adopted it yet. There are several in the county, Dan, who have.
Good afternoon. Daniel Duchamp with Cochise County Emergency Management. So not every city within the state has signed this. It would always be my recommendation, and I share the story of our recent neighbors in Globe. At the time of that accident, they did not have, they were not signatories to that agreement. So I assume there was some scrambling to create the administrative framework to get all the help that they came. But all the counties have in the state itself has, and a handful of school districts and other special taxing districts.
Dan, who else in the county has approved this?
The city of Douglas, Bisbee, Wilcox, and I think Benson soon, if they have not already.
Thanks.
So you mentioned school districts. So do school districts sign on to this separate from the city that they're in?
Yes, it's a compact. It's not really an agreement, so everybody is a signatory,
Yeah.
and they agree to the tenets and in the agreement or the compact, so that a school district could go straight to a city, and they have the administrative framework established, and they agree how to do reimbursement, how to do workers' comp in advance.
Thanks.
Does that also filter out the charter schools as well?
No, it would have to be a taxing entity.
Okay, all right, got it. Other questions, comments?
One more question, Mr. Mayor. Chief, I found out that all the law enforcement has cross jurisdiction all over the state. Is that unrelated to this?
Correct. So we are state certified peace officers and authority across the state, except on Indian reservations and on military installations. So for example, Stone Garden, we're out there, we're outside of city limits doing law enforcement activity. That's one example. There are lots of other examples. We have investigations that go far beyond city limits, especially in-depth narcotics investigations, where we work with those other agencies to help us look to apprehend those that are in the food chain of the drug trade. So we do this already without a compact. But this will help us, give us some more framework, especially in situations where either someone's asking for our help because of a natural disaster or a major incident. Something that comes to mind for me, as you guys have seen on social media, we're getting very, very busy with protests, and if those things continue to grow, and we're going to need some support from other agencies. For example, the Department of Public Safety has a team that can mobilize and help us with this, and so it gives us some framework for a situation like that.
So the fire districts are also covered by this then too, right? Since they're a taxing entity?
Yes, a handful of them have,
Okay.
but not all of them in the county.
Okay. But they would theoretically apply to them, right, Chief?
Yes, it would apply to all fire districts, and we in the county, as you have said, have just been going. So this really does establish the framework and all the legal stuff, and getting the school involved in public works, where it makes it a whole lot smoother transition when something does happen.
So where does Public Works fit into this?
Mr. Mayor, Councilman Kilmurray. So Public Works fits into this in that we provide support. We have, for example, in the Monument Fire, we were asked to bring our heavy equipment to the fire lines. We have a large grader, we have tractors, and then also refuse service is sometimes needed in some of the other situations that have been mentioned, the ability to pick up and dispose of debris in the event of an emergency, and that's what we bring to the table.
Thank you. Promise that was my last question.
You sure?
Yeah, I think so.
No problem. Thank you, Dan. So good. Mr. Deshawn, so good to see you, sir. And we have a call to the public and comments by the council. And for today, that's item alpha. We'll go to item Bravo, reports on recent trips, meetings, and future meetings.
Future trip will be at Salt Lake if things don't get canceled. So
When is that?
All planned the 19th. I believe we all fly out on the 19th, 20th. Spring 19th, 20th.
Who's going?
Just you?
That would be
or-
myself
oh,
and Mark. I believe.
yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
If we have an FAA,
Well, it's supposed to be settled by Friday.
And there's another one coming up in DC soon.
That's in March
Oh, that's in
of
March.
next year.
All right.
And we have a neighborhood commission meeting up here at 4:30 tonight. Yeah, so if mom can call in, that'd be great.
Okay,
If not, it's okay.
I'll go over there, make sure she calls in.
Oh, thank you, Mr.
All right, not a problem. 4:30. All right. Future discussion items and council requests, ma'am?
Thank you, Mayor McCaw. I still have nothing on my list for December's meeting, and just a reminder that November 25th and 27th are canceled since the 27th is Thanksgiving Day. I'm sure none of you want to come to a council meeting on Thanksgiving. So your next regularly scheduled meetings will be December 9th and 11th. So, thank you.
Excellent. All right. Well, that is it. 14 minutes. We'll see you on Thursday.